So in the SGX right now, there are 3 Thailand stocks that you can potentially take a position on, just like any other normal Singapore stocks. So how do you do that? Well, you can do that by using what we call SDR, Singapore Depository Receipts, which allows you to buy the stocks on the Singapore Exchange while taking a position in the underlying stock that is listed in the Thailand Stock Exchange. Alright, so there are 3 stocks. What is the 3 stocks? Let me just go through one by one. Alright, in terms of their charts, what are some of the potential levels you could time your entry to get in, and then we'll go back into how you can actually buy this stock on the SGX. So the first Thailand stock would be Airport of Thailand, which pretty much operates and manages the airports in Thailand. It runs the duty-free store, the restaurants, the airline counters, security check-ins and all that, right? So this is the underlying stock right here. The code is AOT.BK. Alright, so later we'll dive into the SDR as to how you can buy this stock on the SGX like any other normal Singapore stock. But let's dive into this stock right now, and you can see that it is currently trading about 61.5 Thai baht, right? So about $61.50. And over the past few months, we have broken some of the support levels around that $66 and traded a little bit lower, or went all the way down, and thankfully we found some support coming back around that $58. Right, that was pretty much where we were all the way until 2 years back. Rebounded, you can see 1, 2, 3 times. Just last month rebounded again, and that would be the support level right now, right? So how do we actually convert Thai baht to Sing dollars? Well, you use a conversion rate of 0.038. So for example, the underlying stock is about 58 support, so 58 times 0.038 is about Singapore $2.20, which is what you could buy on the SDR, which I'll show you in a bit, right? So that would be the support level. And over the past few weeks, it seems like we are seeing a little bit of resistance as we approach that 66 Thai baht level as well. So that would be about $2.50. So if you buy the Singapore SDR, if it hits to near 240, 250, that is where you could lock in some profit as well. So I'll say that right now the range for Airport of Thailand would be around 58 to that 66 level. You can see we are seeing a little bit of profit taking, might come back down a little bit to 58 to 60, and hopefully we might see a little bit of a rebound, but that is pretty much the range right now, from 58 to 66, right? So let's take a look at how you can actually purchase this stock on the Singapore Exchange, right? So you can see the first stock right over here is Airport of Thailand, right? It's about $61.50 Thai baht, and there is another one right here called Airport of Thai. TH stands for Thai, right? Space TH SDR. As I mentioned, SDR stands for Singapore Depository Receipts. So if you want to buy this Singapore listed one, you can go to buy this stock. The price is about $2.30 right here, and the code is TATD. All right, TATD. That is the SDR. So Airport of Thai, space Thai, SDR. So every time if you see a SDR word at the end, that is pretty much the SDR for the underlying stock. So as I mentioned, it's about 230 right now. So if it does hit to around that 220 level, near the support level, that could be an entry, all right, on the SDR to ride it all the way back up to 240, 250. The second Thai stock would be PTTEP, alright, the code is PTTEP, pretty much is an oil and gas exploration and production company in Thailand, alright, and we are trading at about 149 Thai baht right over here. So this is the underlying stock that's listed on the Thailand Stock Exchange, but as I mentioned, you do have to buy the underlying. In Thailand, you can actually just buy the SDR, which I'll show you in a bit, right? But let's just analyze this stock right now. You can see that over the past 2-3 weeks, we have formed what we call a little bit of resistance around the 150 Thai baht. So 150 times 0.038 in terms of conversion from Thai baht to Sing dollars, that would be about $5.70 right now. That would be the resistance. So I would say that for this stock right now, we have headed to this bottom right over here. That would be the 135. You can see rebounded about last month. We neared it, rebounded as well. All right, so that is a very good support, whereby we have rebounded about 3 times over the past 2 years, right? We definitely want to break above this 150 Thai baht level, all right, to see a little bit more upside as the reversal continues. So if you want to take a position, you could wait for for more confirmation of this break, man. If it does break and it goes to like 155, 153, 160, that's where there's more strength, and that's where there could be more upside. And when that happens, I would say that the short-term trend, right? So when we look at the short-term trend, we look at what we call the 20 days moving average. You can see this green line was like pointing down, down, down as it pretty much sold down. But somewhere around like 2 weeks back, this green line, the 20 days moving average, started to flatten out and even started to point up. All right, so you can be assured that if it does break the 150 Thai baht resistance level, that is where the 20 days moving average will slope up even more. It will give a bit more confirmation for the reversal to continue, maybe all the way up to around that 180 level, right? 180 level, maybe all the way up to 175, 180. That could be the upside by more than 18%. You can see right over here, and you can see this level from 180, that would be like Singapore dollars, $6.85. So this is PTTEP, the underlying about 149 Thai baht. You can see below it, we have this PTTEP space. TH stands for Thai, so Thai space SDR. So that is pretty much the stock that you want to buy to take a position in the underlying stock. And it's about that $5.60, which is pretty much the same as I mentioned, right? We are below this 570 resistance level. So now it's about $5.60, which is the same. So you can wait for like a break, a firm move above that, 570, maybe 575, 580. That is where a position can be taken to ride more upside. The third Thailand stock would be CPO. The code is CPALL, and this is listed in the Thailand Stock Exchange, and it pretty much operates the 7-Eleven convenience store chains in Thailand, right? And we are trading at about 53.50 Thai baht. So you can see that for this company, it's a little bit of a downtrend right now, right? In terms of the moving averages, the 200 days and the 100 days moving average are pointing down. You can see we kind of broke this support around the 60 Thai baht level somewhere in October last year, started to push lower, right? And we have found a little bit of a support coming back right over here around that 50 Thai baht level. You can see one time rebounded, 2 times rebounded, and that is pretty much where we are heading to right now. At least in the short term, we might see a bit of weakness towards the 50 Thai baht level. And if you convert 50 Thai baht to Sing dollars, it's 50 times 0.038. Based on this conversion rate, it would be about $1.90 Singapore dollars. So if it does, the SDR, as I mentioned, you can buy the SDR, the one that's listed on the SGX, CPO SDR, and if it does head towards 190 or 192, 195, that could be a potential entry to get in to catch the rebound, maybe as the underlying rebounds all the way up to that 55 to that 60 Thai baht level. So 60 Thai baht, that would be like $2.28 Singapore dollars in terms of the resistance level. So this is the CPO, all right, Thai underlying stock right here, trading about 53.50. So you look down and you can see that there is what we call the SDR, which is CP space O space TH, stands for Thai space SDR, Singapore Depository Receipts. So as I mentioned, right, this support is about $1.90 Singapore dollars after conversion from Thai baht to Singapore dollars. So now it's about $1.98. So if it does head towards the 192, 190, near 190, that's potentially where a position can be taken to ride any rebound for this SDR, maybe all the way up towards that 220, 230 level, and that's where some selling can happen again. Yeah, so these are the 3 Thailand stocks that I'd like to share with you, alright, whereby you could actually take a position in what we call the SDR, just like any other normal Singapore stock. So you can find out a little bit more in terms of the strategy. How do we know when to get in, when to get out? You can have one of those free webinar or web class that we're still running. I'll place the link below this video. Click on it, register for it. That's where I'll share with you a bit more on my one good trend strategy. Alright, so this video is pretty much to share with you in collaboration with SGX, a little bit more on SDR and a bit more awareness in this, and that's how you can take a position in some of the top Thailand stocks as well. Joey here, thank you so much for watching. Take care.